Today we'll demonstrate how the Philips ST80i stress testing system opens up new avenues for productivity and decision making. The system features a wireless patient experience, bi-directional connectivity, and advanced decision support tools that enhance data review, patient care, and workflow efficiency. Some of the key advantages are: it facilitates clinical workflow by wirelessly performing stress procedures in an intuitive, customizable format. The system provides intelligent clinical decision support tools to assist with clinical evaluation. HIS connectivity to quickly acquire patient demographics and orders to speed workflow is available as an option. The system integrates with IntelliBridge ECG management system to enhance workflow, or ECG, stress, and Holter, which is optional. You have the ability to include an electronic signature, and you can export final reports to the hospital electronic medical record upon completion of the report. The paper for the ST80i is the same as the paper used on the cardiographs. Some of the key differentiators are the wireless patient interface module, known as the PIM, all-in-one computer, touch and non-touch screen, physician electronic signature with audit trail, ST mapping capability designed around clinical user workflow, HL7, ADT, orders and DICOM modality work list, outbound reports interface, IntelliSpace ECG compatibility, remote support via internet access, multimodality compatibility, electronic signature enabled, and small footprint for small work area. Also included in the ST80i is an ergonomic workstation, an intuitive GUI. It provides quick, easy access to previous stress tests, auto-populates patient demographics and patient work list, ADT orders, if you purchase the IntelliBridge Enterprise, which is an option. It also includes the ST80i trolley. Your user account can be tied to the hospital's Active Directory and used to access the application. When you log into the ST80i, you are logging into your pre-configured user profile, which determines your privileges, rights, and limitations with the solution. To log in, type your username and password. Click OK. The main screen opens, which is where you begin all tasks for the application. A pre-recorded audio file can play on the computer while the tech sets up the test.
The stress test is designed to evaluate for the presence or absence of
the audio
significant
file
heart disease,
explains to the patient various kinds of stress test procedures and what the patient should expect to happen during the test. The ST80i ships with a default audio file. However, you can record your own audio file and play this file when the user clicks the Explain Test button. Select the patient icon to start the test. There are two ways to enter patient information. If you have the option for importing orders via IBE, you will see outstanding orders under the Work List tab. You can select the box corresponding to the desired patient, or if the patient is not on the work list, you can enter the patient's name and select Find. The location drop-down menu allows you to select the location of your work list source. Here it is the IBE server. Then you select the patient and click OK. You can also use Remote Find to locate the patient by name. If there are no existing orders, then you can add a new patient to your work list. Click on the Add button on the bottom left to add a new patient. Enter patient demographics under Patient Information tab. The labels in the blue text are required fields. You may customize these required fields in the system setup. You can also add or edit patient history by selecting the History tab. When you are finished adding the patient's information, select OK. If you want to add more patients to your work list, select Save. This will return you to the work list. OK will take you to the pre-exercise screen. Before the doctor comes in, the patient is connected to the patient interface module and lead sets. We want to ensure correct lead placement. Select the Hide, Show, View icon. Turn on the lead map on the icon bar by selecting the Show Lead Map option. The lead map shows lead continuity, green for good, yellow for poor contact, or red X for no lead connected. This is very similar to our family of TC cardiographs. Click on the X in the top right of the lead map pane to close the window and return to the full waveform display. Tango is our blood pressure module for stress. Some customers might not opt to have Tango blood pressure module. If they do, then the blood pressure will automatically populate at the defined intervals in settings. Let's assume this system does not have Tango and the customer is doing the manual blood pressure. If the ECG is good, the clinician will initiate a manual blood pressure. When manual blood pressure is taken, the reading must be entered manually. Clicking on the BP box allows manual entry of the patient's blood pressure. A text box will appear for you to enter the blood pressure in the format systolic, must be 3 numbers, followed immediately by diastolic number, can be 2 or 3 numbers. Click OK to complete the entry. If this is not the first blood pressure to be entered, the older blood pressure will move to the previous BP box. BP entries will be timestamped. The next step is to acquire a starting or resting ECG. This is a baseline resting ECG using limb leads and supine or reclining position. This data is required for comparison of ECG complexes during the exercise phase. Initiate this event by selecting the orange-yellow flag icon. Then select supine in the drop-down menu. This creates an event label on the ECG recording. Enter the BP or the SpO2 on the side panel if acquired. The clinician is now ready to start the test. Select the exercise button to end the pre-exercise stage and begin the test. During the exercise stage, ECG is monitored as well as arrhythmias and other ECG changes while the patient is walking. Continue recording blood pressure and SpO2 at set intervals, manually or by the SunTech Tango. Note that the exercise stage and protocol is indicated in the procedure bar, along with the exercise time and stage time. The next step from the exercise stage is indicated in the green to the right of this information. If the patient is having an event and the clinician wants to capture it, freeze the screen. Initiate the freeze feature by clicking the snowflake icon on the icon bar. The freeze function provides a snapshot view of the ECG. This information can be saved and/or printed. Click the X to close the freeze pane. If the patient has chest pains, the clinician needs to look for additional data such as ST segment changes and take note of it. To look at patient's ST map, click on Hide Show on the icon bar and select ST map from the drop-down menu. The ST map shows the spatial relationship of ST elevation or ST depression in the heart. The ST map feature in ST80i is similar to IntelliView patient monitors and TC cardiograph ST maps. Click the X to close the ST map window. The current protocol being used is Bruce. If you want to change the protocol during the test, for example, to Modified Bruce, select the current protocol name. The drop-down list shows all the entered protocols. You can create your own as well. Select the new protocol, such as Modified Bruce. The new protocol is then labeled in the procedure bar. You can change to different protocols during the test without losing patient data or starting over. To make a note of the patient's complaint of chest pressure and the time, click on the note icon on the icon bar. After you enter the note text, click OK. The note will be time-stamped. If the doctor wants to capture a 12-lead ECG, you can initiate it by selecting the ECG print icon on the procedure bar. To advance to the next stage, Stage 2, select the Go to Next Stage button on the procedure bar. The stage will advance to the next one and the time will reset for the new stage. If the patient is too weak to go to the next stage, Stage 3, you can hold the current stage. Click on the Hold Stage button located on the procedure bar. The Hold Stage button looks like the pause icon on a DVD player. Note that the exercise time and stage time continues. From here, you can start and stop rhythm strip by selecting the print rhythm icon on the procedure bar. To see a specific lead for ST changes, let's display the ST zoom window by clicking on the Hide Show View icon in the procedure bar and selecting Show Zoom ST. The patient has now reached the target heart rate, so click on the Recovery button in the procedure bar. The recovery phase is now complete. Now we will go to creating the report. Click on the Report button in the procedure bar. The report screen shows the following tabs: Summary, Tabular, Trend Graph, Averages, Events, Resting ECG, Full Disclosure, Previous ECG. A report is marked as unconfirmed until it is confirmed. Under the Summary tab, you can enter the reason for ending the test, enter any symptoms that occurred or add a new symptom, or enter a narrative. These comments are usually entered by a physician. Note the Duke score and that the cardiologist can change it. In cardiovascular disease prediction, the Duke score is important. It was developed to provide accurate diagnostic and prognostic information for the evaluation of patients with suspected coronary heart disease. Under the Tabular tab, you can see the data by stage, or you can see the data by minute. You can also review all the events stored during the test. Double-click an event to see it enlarged. You can also relabel an event as well as review the full disclosure data from the study. You can use the arrows at the bottom of the window to advance or rewind the waveform data. Note that the waveforms in full disclosure are unfiltered. If you click and hold down the mouse for a few seconds and then let go, and Add New Event window will pop up. Enter the text and select OK. This will now be saved as an event in the report. Click Save in the report bar to save an unconfirmed current report. Export it to the EMR or a shared drive, print the report, or save and confirm the report. Click Confirm to add the physician's electronic signature. This saves the report and confirms the report. To confirm the report, the username and password must be entered. If entered in the user profile, the physician's full name will appear at the bottom of the confirmed report. When the report is confirmed, the final report can also be exported to a pre-configured location, such as a shared file on the hospital network, the hospital EMR, or can be exported to the IntelliSpace ECG system, formerly known as TraceMaster View. To close out this patient, click on the X in the upper right of the screen. This returns you to the main screen, ready for another test. I hope you enjoyed this short video on the Philips ST80i stress test system. Please contact your local cardiology sales specialist for a quote or more information.
Innovation and you. Philips.